Boom shakalaka, what is up crypto love? Randall here, happy MLK Day. Everyone in the States gets a day off thanks to my man Martin Luther King Jr. Now, before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone subscribing. Thank you to everyone mashing on that like button. Guys, if you want to find out how to win a free Ledger Nano S, stay tuned. And one more thing before we get started. Because it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, all right? Because he worked so hard to help bring equal rights, to show that love is the way and not hate, I wanted to say thank you to him and also to 3 of my favorite African American people out there, men. I realized I didn't put any women up there. All men, but these guys have changed my life without a doubt. They're all motivational speakers. I listen to them every single day. They make a huge difference. Guys, if you don't know who they are, definitely check them out, especially if you got some stuff you got to get through in life. I mean, these guys will help. First, we got Will Smith. He does some amazing motivational stuff. I mean, talks about bending your mind to like really create your reality. Like, the world is just water. It wants to conform to whatever your idea of reality is. Also, Les Brown, It's Not Over Until I Win. That's right, Les. And Eric Thomas, the hip-hop preacher, who says, I can, I will, I must. All right? All these guys make a huge difference in my life. So I just want to say, I know they probably aren't watching, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't tell you what I can do because I listen to these guys. So thanks very much. And all of that, thanks to my man Martin Luther King Jr. Now, guys, on to the news. What are we talking about today? Well, let's look through the news articles of the week. First thing, South Korea banning cryptos. Maybe, who knows? That caused a lot of stuff. I mean, cryptos were soaring. Everybody was making money all over the place. They announced this news. Next thing, price shoots down. But it only lasted a day or two. You know, we can all recover from that. So that's it. But after that, China's even talking about closing exchange-like services. Maybe. But you know what? I'm not worried because there are decentralized exchanges like Loopring coming out. If you guys didn't see my video from yesterday, look at Loopring. I mean, that is going to revolutionize things. You don't have to keep your money on exchanges. You just keep it in your wallet. You set up a trading pair when you want to, and then whenever it finds that trade, boom, already done. You don't have to worry about exchanges freezing your assets, doing whatever they do, being shut down. No Mt. Gox BS here. So, I'm not worried, all right? Also, guys, why market players are enthusiastic about investing in new economy. This is a really good article just to take a look at. It has a lot of very interesting graphs. I'm a very visual person. As you'll see, I just like, tracking girls are going down the street. Very visual. But, you know, basically, a lot of really cool information talking about ICOs and everything like that. And basically the price of Ethereum based on ICOs. And as we'll see coming up today, the price of Ethereum based on ICOs, but there's the price of another crypto that's going to be very affected by ICOs coming up, and that's coming up soon. Now, here's another thing. Not today. Today's January 15th, MLK's actual birthday. Crazy. And it turned out on Monday. Whew, wow. But on January 13th, 2 days ago, it marked the point when 16.8 million Bitcoins were mined, or 80% are mined. Oof, guys. This is the 20% when we see exponential growth. Have you guys ever heard of the 80-20 principle? It's going to happen because the first 80% starting to build up some stuff. Now we're that last 20% where everybody wants to get one. Now the prices of Bitcoin are going to go funny. Like, it's going to be ridiculous until those next 20% are mined. Or at least for the next couple of years, it's going to be ridiculous. Ridiculous. And here's another thing. This is one of the reasons. When I first heard about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, this is one of the reasons I really, really thought this is going to be huge. This article talks about how blockchain is banking the unbanked. Now you guys are like, banks, everybody's banked. What are you talking about? Well, it turns out that in the world, there's at least 2 billion people who do not have a bank account. That's like 27% of the world that doesn't have the bank account. And really, even in the United States, all right? I think that the United States is a pretty progressive place, but even in the United States, over 25% of the population is unbanked or underbanked. Now, I tend to think that's a good thing being unbanked. You know, I'm working my way towards being unbanked, but yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. When people actually do have money and they want to participate in the global economy, what are they going to do? Go to a bank and let them freeze their assets and do whatever. No, they're going to put it on the blockchain. All they need is a phone. They'll have their wallet on their phone, the ID verification, and there they go. They're banked on the blockchain. That is one of the coolest things about the blockchain, why I'm super stoked about it. And lastly, guys, Warren Buffett admits ignorance while slamming cryptocurrencies, all right? This is what happened with a lot of old money people. Like we saw with Mark Cuban. He said that Bitcoin's a Ponzi, and then he's all about it now. We saw it with Jamie Dimon. He said it's a fraud, then he bought a whole bunch. Now he's all about it. Warren Buffett, he's been poo-pooing all over Bitcoin, but he admits that he doesn't do his research in it. And really, it's not until you start doing your research in Bitcoin that you can understand the value in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Because if he says here, he says, in terms of cryptocurrencies, I can say almost certainly that they'll come to a bad ending. When it happens, how, I don't know. And he's right there. It's going to be a bubble. Like, there's definitely going to be a bubble with it. I foresee this happening. At least I think. Who knows? But there's going to be a point. Like, if you guys were around in 2008 with the housing bubble, there was a point where, like, everybody wanted houses. You know? Same thing's going to happen with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, especially with Bitcoin mostly being mined already. Everybody's going to want one, and people are going to be paying way too much for what it's worth, and eventually that'll collapse, all right? So yeah, he's probably right with that. He said if he could put a 5-year put on every one of the cryptocurrencies, he'd be glad to do it, but he would never short a dime's worth. We don't own any. So he says that, but then, down here, he says, I get into enough trouble with things that I know something about. Why in the world should I take a long or short position in something I don't know anything about? This is why I don't listen to Warren Buffett, what he says with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because he doesn't know anything about it. He hasn't done any research. I mean, for a guy who reads 5 hours a day or more, you'd think he'd be able to read a little bit. But, you know, I can see where he's coming from. He's busy doing other stuff. He's busy growing his business, traditional investments, and he's not interested in this. It's not interesting to him. So he just keeps pushing it off. He's like, whatever, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. Eventually, maybe he'll learn something, or maybe he won't. But this is why I really don't care when he says, it's going to do whatever. Because he does know a lot of finances, and I talk all the time about all the financial stuff that he talks about, like be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy, and the best way to make money is by concentration, the best way to save money is by diversification, and all these different things that he teaches us. But if he doesn't know anything about cryptocurrencies, if he doesn't know anything about Bitcoin, he's not in a position to make a statement about it. All right? So, on to what we do every week. Take a look at CoinMarketCap. Click on the view all down here. You can see what they've done in the past hour, 24 hours, 7 days. And I like to look at the big ones over the past 7 days. Now, this has been kind of a slow week. I mean, there's nothing really above 100% in the top 100. Whew, slow week. Huh, that's brutal. Yeah. But we are going to take a look at some of the big gainers. This week, we have things like NEO. We have EOS. What else do we have gaining big? There's some like 20, 30s, but that's not big enough. That's not big enough. NEO Gas, obviously, when NEO goes up, NEO Gas goes up. That goes without saying. Smartcash, Walton, and lastly, we will talk about Particl. Now, let's go take a look. NEO, guys, up to $183. Wow. Guys, for those of you who were around in September when China said we're done with cryptocurrencies, they banned the ICOs, NEO's price went down to $13. Now it's up to 180. I wish I would have bought more back then. I actually was affected by the FUD. I'll be honest. I had a position in NEO. I didn't sell any, but I also didn't buy more at the very lowest. But yeah, it's just shooting up recently. And if we take a look at it, I mean, it's no surprise as to why NEO is showing up. For anyone who knows about NEO, this is going to replace Ethereum. I mean, back when it was called AntShares, people started talking about it as the Ethereum of China. China has 1 billion people, 7th of the world's population. This is a Chinese-backed Ethereum that's not only going to dominate China, but also probably all of Asia, also potentially the world, in a good way, obviously. But yeah, not only that, they have partnerships with all these amazing projects like Loopring, which I was talking about just the other day. Partnerships with them. And Loopring's being built to accommodate Ethereum, but also NEO, okay? So, it has all of that stuff. I mean, there's so many projects that they're working with right now. This is going to dominate things. I could very easily see this taking over Ethereum's position, all right? In a couple of years, we'll be talking about all the ICOs on Neo's blockchain, not on Ethereum's. Maybe. I don't know. All speculation. Also, guys, I am going to Neo DevCon in San Francisco at the end of this month. I think the 30th and 31st of January. So if you live in Silicon Valley and you want to party it up, let's do it, all right? Now, why is the price shooting up on Neo? Aside from being an awesome cryptocurrency that I love, that I've been behind for a very long time. Aside from that, okay, they did just have a workshop in Shanghai. They have all types of other stuff going on. They're always building, always moving forward. And they have such a great team. Dahong Fei, he's a great guy. He's behind them. So, I mean, it's no wonder the price is going up. I think it's just people are starting to see the value of it. And it's getting his spot finally into the top 10. Finally, you know? So, there's that. Okay, what else? EOS, another Ethereum killer. Woo, moving up. Move over Ethereum. The rest of the world's coming for you. Now, EOS is up quite a bit. It shot up even higher and then it's back down a little bit. But it was like up above $15. And guys, it's a couple months ago. Watched a video where the Dollar Vigilante interviewed Dan Larimer. And right after I saw that, I made an episode for you guys. And I was like, wow, that was a good interview. Everything's looking good. And EOS was at like 50 cents then. Whew. Gosh, yeah. But I still think, honestly, guys, I still think 14 bucks for EOS is a steal. I mean, this is Dan Larimer we're talking about. BitShares, Steemit, both amazing projects. This is his third one. Third one's a charm. Scalability solved completely ahead of schedule. Oh, this is a great one too. So, I mean, this is a happy week for me. I love it when projects that I'm super passionate about do very well, okay? But, you know, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Because also you see the portfolio going up. You see yourself making some money. So, you know, they got this stuff going on. And then in terms of what caused this, well, they had the Seoul meetup. They're also talking about blockchain 3.0, stuff like that. So all of that stuff could have caused a pump in the price. Also, they're talking about IQ token airdrops. So that for Neo token holders, people love getting stuff for free. And then also, they're more than halfway done the token distribution, their ICO token distribution. So it makes sense that it's becoming more scarce and now people want it. So that's EOS. How about the next one? Let's take a look at Smartcash. Smartcash was one that was up in my news thing probably a couple months ago. Now it's back up in the news things because they had an announcement this week. But what is Smartcash? Well, basically incentivized decentralized community. It's basically like a way of giving money to very good projects. Okay, you form little smart hive communities, and then you can decide through voting and everything what goes on, how money gets raised, and all that stuff. Very cool concept, and I also like it because it like spreads the good word, the good vibrations. Like this is all about developing the world, making it a better place. I love that. That's what I love about blockchain, Bitcoin, all this stuff. Now, what did they have that caused this pump? Well, first thing is they're listed on decentralized exchange, CryptoBridge. Decentralized exchanges are very cool. Also, though, they are talking about masternodes called smart nodes. So, guys, masternodes are very popular. We saw with Zcoin, as soon as they had masternodes, price went from like $10 to $90 or something like that. So, yeah, masternodes are a big thing. Everybody wants a masternode. It's like free money. Crazy. And so that brings us to the next one. Walton chain, Walton coin, Walton, whatever you want to call it. It's so funny because the first time I saw this, I thought Walmart was releasing a coin because of Sam Walton. He started Walmart. But it turns out it's not that, just Walton coin. Okay? So, what's causing the pump here? Well, I mean, we all know that Walton is integrating the blockchain with the Internet of Things, and they have one of those cool websites where it follows the mouse. They must have been watching my channel and said, Crypto loves it when a website does this, and so they implemented that on their website. Thank you for watching, Walton. I do appreciate it. What do they have? What do they have? What do they have? Well, they have this Walton Chain Alliance, the IoT Alliance with this pretty building in China, China Mobile IoT Alliance, and they've agreed to work together. They're finalizing the details. Guys, when there are partnerships, prices of tokens go up, all right? Now the price may come back down after a little bit, but everybody loves a partnership. That obviously causes a pump in price. People want to buy more when they see that there's development partnerships and stuff like that. Now, for the last one, that we're going to talk about today would be Particl. Particl. Recently saw quite a jump up to $42.83. Now, for those of you who don't know what Particl is, you can shop your P2P world, privacy and security on the blockchain, featuring private currency and like an online marketplace. So this is like a private marketplace on the internet where you can use Particl token, all that stuff. And why is it getting such news? Because there were just recently some articles comparing Particl to Verge. All right, we all remember Verge from a couple weeks ago, pumped outrageously over news about Wraith. Okay, well, this is in these articles. They're saying that Particl is Verge pre-hype that has a lot of room for growth, that could potentially be explosive, that has some more added features, including like a dark web market, maybe type of thing. So, you know, all of that stuff, who knows? Maybe it will. I mean, it's definitely causing some pump in terms of what's going up in the price, but, you know, it could be one of those things. Could be the next Verge. Who knows? There's no way to say. Now, for those of you guys who see this and you say $42, that's too expensive. Well, the reason for that is there's only 8 million circulating. So, like, the prices are always going to be higher when there's lower circulating volume. All right. The only really important thing to look at is the market cap, except for the lower price cryptos are ones that newbies tend to get into because they see the higher ones. They don't want to get into it too expensive. They want to buy the penny stocks, hope it goes up 100 times. So there might be some advantage to having a lower price crypto. However, there's also some advantage in having a lower circulating supply. It just depends on what the market's doing at the moment. So guys, I think that's it for the week. And then, for those of you who wanted to find out more training about cryptocurrencies and stuff, if you're new or anything like that, go to crypto-love.com/training. You can find out there. And for those of you guys who want to find out how to win a free Ledger Nano S, go to crypto-love.com/ledger, and you could enter to win one of those at our late night live stream, which would be tomorrow. All right. Now, just from looking at things, it doesn't look like we're going to be up to 69,000 by tomorrow. So, won't be having that 69,000 two girls shaking their booty things here tomorrow, unless, you know, we get 5,000 more subscribers or 4,000 more by tomorrow. So, that may not happen. If that doesn't happen, we'll have to postpone it till the next Tuesday. But I'll see you guys at the late night live stream anyways. I love you all, troll or not. All right? I'll catch you guys later. All right. Peace.